Well, I want to get to that, but you bring up a very fascinating point to me. Your liberal friends. You know, your dyed-in-the-wool liberal or your mainstream liberal, they have made what we're dealing with possible.
Yep.
Because they've never stood up against it. And now they're being threatened by it like everybody else. Some of them see it. Bill Maher and some of these other people. Naomi Wolf, although she's not a liberal, she's a radical. But nonetheless, they see it. Even Glenn Greenwald sees it. He's a leftist. Mm-hmm. People are saying, uh-oh. Yeah, uh-oh. You remember Stalin went after Trotsky. These people are not nice. I mean, Mao wiped out all of his lieutenants. This is the way it goes.
How worried are you, though, that you mentioned big tech, that with the acceleration of information, that by the time, say, we get to the midterms, the amount of destruction that these guys will be able to do, whether it's packing the courts, changing the electoral college, immigration, I mean, the litany of things that I know you're worried about, that it will be too late, that in some ways that the founding documents won't even be able to stand up to it because there is a wash coming that seems oddly unstoppable.
It's a great point. A lot of the firewalls in the Constitution have been breached. It's been a long time coming. I've written about it over the course of 20 years or so. They've been breached by the courts. They've been breached. And so comity, you know, C-O-M-I-T-Y, that sort of thing used to exist. Mm-hmm. You know, you run an election, you lose. All right, I lost. Now there's another election coming. Now the game is with the Democrats. I lost an election. I never intend to lose an election again. Mm-hmm. And your question is, do we have time? I don't know, but we need to fight like hell because I don't know what's going to happen in 2 years, 5 years, and 6 years. I know what'll happen if they win and we lose. It's going to be a totally different country, and people are going to be sending their kids through indoctrination mills, and all kinds of terrible things are going to happen in this country where people probably still don't believe it's possible. It's possible. It's happening. And that's one of the key things. People need to understand this isn't theory. This is reality. Mm-hmm. It is here and now. This is going on. This is repression that's taking place. It can't happen in America. It can happen anywhere. And, you know, we had these firewalls in place. Many of them have been breached. Many of them are controlled by the wrong people. And so that's the reality. And we have to push back and do everything we possibly can.
Is the fundamental problem that the firewalls only work if we can sort of agree that the rules are the rules, and now we're fighting something that doesn't agree that there are rules, or that the rules were set up by evil, patriarchal, racist, you know, whatever you want to call it?
You hit the nail on the head. Freedom without virtue doesn't, you know, it's not freedom. Mm-hmm. And that was exactly what the founders said. You can't just have freedom. You have to have people who are going to follow the rules. You have to have people who are going to have integrity. You have to have people who don't want to burn down the place, you know. So you have an election, fair election, you win, you lose. Okay, next election. It's not, I'm going to change all the rules to make sure I win. And if you don't agree with me, you're a Jim Crow racist. So the Democrats have decided to take on the posture and the substance of the most radical elements within the party. And that's why you say, you know, you watch this Chauvin case and you watch the riots and everything, and you watch either the silence of the Democrats or the celebratory tone of the Democrats. And even though Black Lives Matter and Antifa aren't official wings of the Democrat Party, in many ways they're the useful idiots of the Democrat Party, and vice versa. They feed off of each other. The Democrats need to stir the pot. They want their base to be angry. They want their base to coalesce around them. They want to use the opportunity to change the country, whether it's the voting system, whether it's the immigration system, whatever it is. And that's exactly what they're doing. And so when you hear what Biden said a couple of days ago after the verdict, you know, this shows America's systemically racist. I'm going, who the hell are you talking to? What do you mean America's systemically racist? I'm not Chauvin. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. You don't even know what you're talking about. 40 years ago, you were a white supremacist. Now, today, you're telling us we're all... He's a very evil man who's always been about Joe Biden and so forth. Then I watch Kamala Harris get out there and say the nation's systemically racist. I don't need to tell you, but to underscore the point, there are millions of people trying to get into this country.
Yep.
They're not coming from Sweden. They're not coming from Norway. They're coming from Central and South America. They're coming from Africa. They're coming from the Far East. They're coming from Asia. These are minorities. These are people of color. By the millions, they want to come into the United States because we're systemically racist. I mean, how absurd is this whole debate?
And Mark, none of them are leaving this country. It's a very confusing thing. Wait, let's back up to Biden for a second, because I still have a couple friends who are liberals that will still talk to me. Mostly privately. They won't talk to me publicly anymore. But a lot of them kept saying, "Don't worry, Dave, after the election, don't worry, Biden is the firewall. They didn't go crazy Bernie. They didn't go crazy Elizabeth Warren. Biden will stand up against this stuff. And now that Trump is gone, it will be easier for us good liberals to fight the wokesters." Well, in the few months since this has all happened, I have watched these people fold like a wet paper bag. Did you have any illusions that Biden might stand up to some of this stuff? Or did you just fully believe that he was going to go down this route no matter what?
Well, I want to get to that, but you bring up a very fascinating point to me, your liberal friends. You know, your dyed-in-the-wool liberal or your mainstream liberal, they have made what we're dealing with possible.
Yep.
Because they've never stood up against it. And now they're being threatened by it like everybody else. Some of them see it, Bill Maher and some of these other people, Naomi Wolf, although she's not a liberal, she's a radical, but nonetheless, they see it. Even Glenn Greenwald sees it, he's a leftist. Mm-hmm. People are saying, uh-oh, yeah, uh-oh. You know, remember, Stalin went after Trotsky. These people are not nice. I mean, Mao wiped out all of his lieutenants. This is the way it goes.
Right, they're not just coming for Levin anymore. Now they're looking at me, yeah.
The French Revolution, Robespierre, he went after everybody, and then he got the axe. So the revolution is a nasty piece of work. But we still don't have the liberals. They're either completely silent, or they just think this is another cycle we're going through and so forth. We'll all come out of it just fine. We need the liberals. We need to unite. We need to have people who aren't them, the Marxists who are trying to destroy this country. We may have disputes over this little issue or that little issue, but if you love this country, put the damn disputes aside. We've got to unite against this. They are attacking every aspect of the Bill of Rights, our unalienable rights. They are attacking businesses. They're attacking minorities. They're attacking private property rights. They're attacking our free speech. They're attacking freedom of assembly. Go down that list. And it's happening very, very fast, as you point out. As for Biden.
Wait, can we stay? Can we just stay on that for just 1 second? Because I'm fascinated by this. And as you know, I wrote a book defending liberalism. But do you think that there is a fundamental flaw in liberalism that has stopped these people from doing that? Because that's the uncomfortable conclusion that I've come to at this point.
To me, the flaw is, look, what you did was very brave, but you can live with yourself. You said, you know what, I'm over here, but there's too much weird stuff going on over here. I don't agree with all this. It's too weak. We're losing this, we're losing that. I got to move over to some extent with these other guys who get it. I don't have to agree with them on everything, but fundamentally, they're civil libertarian. I'm a civil libertarian. Yeah. I believe in civil rights. I believe in individual liberty. That's what I believe in. The left believes in group this, group that, even liberals. We don't even see the ACLU anymore. Where the hell is the ACLU?
No, they're in on this now. It's not that we don't see them. They're in on it, yeah.
And that's the thing. So to me, what liberals, traditional liberals have done is they've made it easier for the hard left, the Marxist left. They've helped pave the way for them. And I think some of them don't know what to do about it. It's like, well, I don't really want to say that the 40 years I've lived are flushed down the toilet.
That's
On the other hand, these other guys are kind of ugly over here. I don't know whether I want to join them, you know. And they're going to get rolled over with the rest of us if they don't stand up.
If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about politics instead of nonstop yelling, check out our politics playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, watch our full episode playlist all right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.